All right. Team 1. Echo, Junker Queen, Symmetra, Kiriko, and Anna. Enemy team, Soldier, Ashe, Wife Lever, Anna, and Junker Queen. I'm going to say it straight off the rip. Right now, I do think that you have the stronger team because Wife Lever is fucking dog shit. All right? That's like the equivalent of your main tank playing Roadhog, and you know how that goes. So, let's take a look at this ghost, my man. Also, chat, Grey Yeti said, go absolutely fucking haram on me. He said, go brutal. Don't hold back. So I'm not going to hold back. We're going to fucking roast this guy. Oh my god, we got the Symmetra rollouts? Chat. You already know. Masters game, dude. Symmetra does rollouts? Masters, man. Pepe sus?
Combat protocols activated.
Alright. Positioning, good. Did not lead to... Okay. The sleep! The snipe! Beautiful positioning right now. Good. Keep an eye on the Anna. I like that. And the spray on the ground. That's important. Oh, but for fuck's sake, dude. Chat, I see the ads. A friend of mine from Africa and they don't get ads. Bro, I'm fucking moving to Africa, dude. I'm moving to Africa, dude. Free Twitch Turbo. What's not to like? Anyways, let's go back to the VoD. Let's talk about the good things. I like your positioning. Swipk, I like your positioning. It was good. The way you started that fight and the way you played it on the train, you kind of used whatever you had the map was giving you. Sorry about that. Sorry. My allergies are flaring up, chat. I gotta sneeze there once in a while. Okay, I'm human. I liked your positioning. I like the fact that you used whatever the map kind of gave you, like, you know, the obstacles, the train. You were kind of dodging shots left and right. You also kept the track on the Anna. Every time the Anna would pop out, you know, shoot towards her, forcing her back. You hit her once. I don't know if you pinged her, but your Echo decided to just go for the Anna, and she was already hit twice, so it was an easy kill. On top of that, the sleep dart, perfectly placed. This was some good positioning right now, so I want to see more of that. I want to see more.
They'll have to try harder than that.
Also, I can't believe they nerfed Anna today, but they buffed Kiriko. I can't fucking believe it. I can't. Now that's a nice nade. Fuck that window. I agreed. Okay, moving backwards because you know you don't have your defensive CD up. It's good. Might as well play further back. Okay, so the one thing you gotta be careful now is that they drop down from window. Okay, you don't want to get flanked here. That's the offset. Oh. Oh. So I know what happens here. Okay, I can explain this. This is you getting excited, right? This is legitimately you getting excited. And because you're getting excited, you start tunnel visioning a little bit, and you're trying your absolute best, and you really, really want the sleep, and you want the nade in, right? But trust me when I say this, it's never gonna... It might work, like 1 out of 10 times, that you might hit a lucky sleep or whatever, but it's always better. And trust me when I say this, as a DPS player, it is always better to go for the sleep dart as they start shooting. Because when they start shooting, it's very, very rare for a soldier player or a hit scan in general to move back and forth, right? They might go left and right, you know, strafing, but if they're strafing, that doesn't make any difference. Your sleep dart will hit regardless, right? So it's always better to wait a little bit because it's a soldier, right? So it's not really that big of a threat. A soldier doesn't really have the burst damage like a Widow would do. If it's a Widow, then by all means, right? But in this case, being slightly more patient, probably would have made you hit that sleep dart, and you also panicked with the nade. Be a little bit more passive. Be a little bit more... What's the word I'm looking for? Just be more patient is what I'm trying to say. I bet you 12 doubloons that you would have hit that sleep dart if you just waited like a second, and you would have hit it anyways. So try and keep that in mind. We still got the kill, but, you know, for future reference. Good kill on the Ashe. Be more disciplined. Yeah. Okay, so, I mean, your rebuttal is the nade was an attempt to make him scared, uncomfortable. I understand that. But now you're an Anna without your sleep dart, without your nade. How do you know that there's not going to be a Junker Queen or anyone else coming down from window and now just flanking you? How are you going to know that? You don't. So that's why I think you should be more disciplined and more patient, because as you start moving up into a higher rank, you can be damn sure that if it's me coming out of that window, if I know that you have no cooldowns, I'm literally going to fucking eat your ass. Literally eat it. And there's nothing you can do because you just wasted both your defensive cooldowns and none of them are available for me coming right at you. So that's why I'm pointing it out, because as to me personally, if I'm a player and I can literally hear both your defensive cooldowns have already been used, I'm coming for that ass. And there's nothing you can do to stop me. And then all of a sudden, it's a 5v4 and I have a flank on your team. So I kind of just want to point it out because just because it works in this rank doesn't mean that it's going to fly whenever you start ranking up, right? So I'm trying to make you slightly more think about that in the process of, you know, if it would happen. It's always like, what if, right? So for me personally, I'm not going to sit here and give you tips about how you can be the best at your own rank. I'm trying to give you tips that will make you better, not only at your rank, but also moving forward. So I want to point that out. I always listen for Ana nades and Ana sleep darts, and they're both very loud. So try and keep that in mind.
There they are. Get ready.
We're outnumbered. Be careful. Rendezvous at my position.
Okay, good. Backing off a little bit. This is a lost fight. Nice sleep dart. You're getting flanked? Okay. No shot you keep your Junker Queen alive here. Nah. Nah. No, no way. Oh, almost. Yeah. Oh, you can nano her. I actually don't mind the nano on the Ramatra. I don't. I actually don't. And the reason why I say that is because I do think that Ramatra's ultimate with nano is still a higher net DPS than it is with Junker Queen's ult. I mean, arguably, since your Junker Queen has ultimate, I actually would prefer if the nano went on the Junker Queen. Now, the reason why I say that is that your Echo already has Ramatra, right? She's going to get the ultimate regardless, right? She's going to get it. She's going to press Q, and she's going to be immortal for that entire duration. I think, personally, that this might be a misplay because your Junker Queen did have ult, and if your Junker Queen stays alive and you win the team fight, that means that you can snowball even harder, right? So I do think that this is a misplaced nano, and I do think that this should have gone on the Junker Queen instead. And I wouldn't have said that if it weren't for the fact that she got giga buffed, and she's like disgusting right now. That's the only reason I'm saying it. So just because of the giga buff she got today, I do think that the nano went onto the wrong target here. And I do think that you probably should have gone for the Junker Queen here. You're going to win the fight regardless, and I do think that second best target is absolutely the Ramatra, for sure. Or the Echo with the Ramatra ult. But I do think that this one should have gone for the Junker Queen for sure.
Help me. We have the robot.
I mean, you win the fight regardless. It's all about penantics at this point, right? I feel like having the Junker Queen alive here opens up a bigger possibility for a snowball effect. Because now your Junker Queen can play up front, right? But now you got to play a little bit further down. Nano Echo 4K Giga Chad. I still think keeping your Junker Queen alive is more important. Oh no. Bob just literally rammed your ass. Holy shit. Bob said no. God damn.
This is not. Hello.
Rendezvous at my position. Hey.
Hi.
Could have kept a little bit of a, a little bit of a better understanding. I like positioning myself behind the bus stop, right, to prevent that from happening. But, it's not often you get hit by the fucking the Bob thing. Having a hard time shooting the PP Mercy? Are you? Are you? PP Mercy hard to hit?
We have the robot. Get over here. Bursting off.
I won't let you fall.
So I learned that one. Ultimate reaching maximum charge.
What does Life Griever even say when he uses his ultimate? Nice sleep. Nice anti. Really good target priority.
Approaching the final destination.
Okay. When we're playing, so I do think, generally speaking here, I do think that if you are playing in the back line, right, and you're playing further back, I think it's okay to go for a sleep dart, but never ever challenge a Hanzo here, right? There's no need, because the main reason why I'm saying this, right, is because Hanzo only needs to get lucky once. You need to get lucky like 4 times, right? That's the verdict, right? So I understand why you did what you did here, but I would rather you go for the sleep dart. If you miss, it's okay to throw a nade to force him back. Trust me, a Hanzo that has just got naded is not going to push. He's going to move backwards, right? And even if he does push, he's going to die, so it doesn't matter. But the reality of the situation is, if you miss your sleep dart, you have to ping, right? You ping it, you move backwards, and you just make sure that your team is aware. But in this case, it's never a good idea to go up against a character like Hanzo here, because he is also very close to spawn. Even though you get the kill here, he's just going to be able to come out and contest again anyways. It's better to play safe, right? Because killing him here, sure, it gives some results, but it couldn't give that much of a result. It's better if you try and go for the sleep dart, you miss it, you back off, force him into a bad position, so you at least get the trade-off, right? Because the reality is here, he kills you, and now he flanks your team. And there's no guarantee that this guy dies here. And he might be the difference maker in you being able to push in. So I think it's way better for you to actually play this more safe, slightly more passive. If he goes for you, yeah, then take the fight. But if he doesn't go for you, and you hit a nade on him, and he backs off, good. That's good enough. But in this particular case, it's never good to go up against a character that does this kind of flank. Only if it's forced. You kind of walked into this one, and you kind of egged it on. But I think that if you play a little bit more safe, and he walks into you, different story. Yeah, chat, aren't you like super happy that you guys have drops? You have the Hammond spray and the Hammond souvenir. Aren't you guys happy? Smile. Everyone in chat is obviously here just for the souvenir and the spray, right? Absolutely mental drops. A must-have. Right? It's a must-have, chat. A spray and a souvenir. That's just straight up people happy smile. Surely all of you are gonna equip it once you get it, right? Okay. Nice sleep on the Bob, but your Kiriko is literally throwing. What spray? There's a Hammond spray drop right now. This fight is ultimately over. Chat, can I ask you guys a question? Before we proceed, can I ask you guys a question? Like a serious one. Like, no trolling, right? Who the fuck uses souvenirs? Is there anyone in chat, like non-troll, that uses souvenirs? Anyone at all? Is there anyone in chat who gives a flying fuck about souvenirs? Anyone? Like a general question. Because, like, I didn't even, like, I forget they even existed. What are those? Exactly. Souvenirs is just, I guess, a fancier emote? Is that what it is? It's just another way for them to get your money. That's what it is. Okay. I just wanted to check the pulse in chat. It seems like no one gives a shit. Maybe a few, but...
I go out on my terms.
Okay, so you're getting flanked now. I like your positioning. Okay, I like your positioning here, Susuke. It's not bad. Okay, now we're a little bit. They're a little bit spread, and we need to be a little bit more careful. That's good. Not ADSing into a Hanzo. I like that.
Duplicating armor.
Nice sleep, Thor. Die quick here. Stalling yourself like this is not ideal. What? Did he just ignore your character? Okay then. Stalling yourself like that is a little bit scary, Suke. It's a little bit scary. Especially when they're pushing this far into your territory. I think dying quickly here, like as fast as you can, and sort of like, you know, grouping up with your team is slightly better. It's okay to throw like a fat nade for some ult charge. I'm okay with that. But dying quickly here so you don't get staggered is the number one thing. Nice sleep. Like, again, like you have really, really good sleeps. What was that? Your Ryan is truly one of a kind, huh?
You're powered up. Get in there.
Personally, I don't like the nano there. I don't. I really dislike the nano there because you will need it for the next fight. But I understand why you used it. I do understand. I get it. But I still would have held mine. I would have held mine personally. Oh, you're in a bad position. Oh, almost. He jumped over your sleep dart. Unfortunate. You can hear the Hanzo from the top left, by the way. Why did the Kiriko swip to Mora? Because fuck teamwork, that's why. Nice sleep once again. That sleep is getting a kill on Ramatra every single time. It's good. Keep doing it. And now we have another nano as well. With 45 seconds left on the clock. Arguably, you need to hold your nano now for your echo. That's what you need to do. Nice shot. Nice kill. Good positioning. What is your Ryan doing?
Surrender to my will.
Nice.
You're powered up. Get in there. Face me if you dare.
Nice sleep again. Nice healing. Wow. Okay. I mean, that wasn't bad at all. I mean, thank you so much for providing that VoD. I think you're strong. Like you're pros, right? Let's talk about the good things. You have good aim. You have really good target priority. You're pretty good with the sleeps, I would say, arguably. Like in the midst of a team fight, you know what to sleep first. So I like that. Your nanos could use some work. I do think that you do struggle a little bit about when the fight happens, and some of your team, like some people in your team are like critical. You kind of panic a little bit, and you kind of just like throw out your nano to make sure that you save a life, right? So you can focus on the other. It's not. I mean, for what it's worth, IMO, I think it's okay. It's just some of the nanos could use a better priority target. I guess that's what it says. I mean, you're still using the nano on the second best. I'm just saying that they could be, you know, the best of the best, right? I'm not saying that second best is bad. I'm just saying it could have been on the better half, if that makes sense. There are some scenarios where I do think that your like defensive play could use some work. And the reason why I say that is like take the soldier rushing forward, for example, right? You see him, you kind of panic a little bit, you throw out your sleep, you miss it, and then you throw out your nade, you miss it, and then all of a sudden you're standing there without defensives and you're in a flank position, right? I do think that if you're slightly more patient in the way you play, you could have fucking caught that soldier off guard. It could have been anything. It could have been a fucking Junker Queen for all I care, but you could have caught them off guard, right? So if you play slightly more patient and they don't know where the fuck you are and they just walk past you, great. Fucking awesome. You're a little bit more disciplined there. You fucking frag anyone who tries to flank you there. But the one thing that you got to keep in mind is that while you might not be getting punished for doing that right here, is that when you start moving up in ranks and the players that you go up against are way better, they're going to start listening for the type of abilities that you're throwing out, right? Say I play the window. I'm playing Sojourn, for example, right? And I'm just rehashing what I said before. But if I'm playing Sojourn and I'm building a rail and I'm pretty good at maintaining my rail and making sure it's there, if I hear an Ana on the bottom left when I'm playing window, I hear you use sleep and nade, I'm coming for that ass. I am coming for that fucking ass, right? And the one thing that you got to understand is that DPS is the least impactful role in the entire game. Your other support and your tank are the two MVPs. Those are the ones that you have to keep alive. DPS are a dime in a dozen, right? Even if your both DPS dies, you can still literally win a fight off a good place nano on your tank. DPS are fucking useless half the time, all right? So keeping your tank is the #1 priority. And then your other support is the second priority, and your DPS is the third and the fourth priority, right? So try and keep that in mind. And it goes back to the one that happened with the Hanzo as well. When you're playing up there and you're kind of pushing the point over to their side, and there's a Hanzo there, and you start feeling a little bit, I guess you're getting a little bit of confidence. But, for me personally, when I have confidence and I play smart, as a DPS player, yeah, it makes sense for me to fucking ram my fucking head over to the Hanzo and try and fucking ram him over. Absolutely does. But as a support, I think being annoying is way better, right? If a Hanzo's trying to push you and you're not giving him anything, right? He's trying to get you and you keep like dodging by going behind the wall more and more and more. You're forcing him into a position that he doesn't want to play in, right? And imagine if you hit a well-placed sleep dart when he tries to fucking push you around the corner. Well, now all of a sudden, you're playing a 5v4 because a sleep dart probably got a kill, right? And instead of pushing a Hanzo there, you're just way better off just pushing him into a bad decision, right? And that's way better. And it goes back to what we talked about before, is that we're effectively trying to be the most effective cunt we possibly can be. We want to be an annoying cunt, right? We don't want to give the enemy team anything. And by walking up to a Hanzo like that, we're kind of giving him what he wants. Do you see what I'm getting at? So, if you play smarter, and if you think about what you're doing, and you're trying to play to stay alive and not play to make a play, you'll find out that people will get frustrated, and they'll make stupid decisions, and they'll play into a scenario where they normally wouldn't. So if you kite that Hanzo, and you get a sleep dart, it's way fucking easier to hit them when he's chasing you instead of you chasing him. Do you kind of get what I'm saying? Does that make sense? And obviously your aim is good enough, your positioning is good enough, it's just we're making some overzealous decisions when we have someone on the flank. And I do think that if you're slightly more disciplined and you play slightly more passive, you'll get some results that you'll probably enjoy more. And by forcing them into a scenario they don't want to play in, you're going to make way bigger plays that way. Hopefully that makes sense. Thank you so much for VoD reviewing. That was a good replay. I enjoyed that. And yeah, fucking hell, man. I wouldn't be surprised if you start ranking up, dude. That was nice. Thank you for providing that.